Welcome to Vintage Variety. I have a jewelry unbagging to share with you guys today. This is going to be a combination of jewelry craft and wearable jewelry. Two of the bags came from a fellow YouTuber. The name of her channel is Found Treasures by Jean. I have mentioned her before. She sells a variety of different items. You never know what she's going to have. So if you haven't already, definitely go over and check her channel out. I've tagged her in this video, and I've also left a link to her channel in the description box below. The third bag is mostly wearable jewelry. It is a mixed jewelry lot that I managed to score online. So let's get started. I'm going to pour all of these items out and show you what I ended up getting. I'm going to do the items that I got from Jean first, and all of these are going to be jewelry craft items. She did warn me that the items would need to be cleaned, and there's probably going to be a little bit of detritus in there, so I'm just going to pour this out in a container. This is a broken necklace, and you guys know that I love repairing old jewelry. I'm guessing that this one is probably vintage Japan, and I do love vintage Japan and Hong Kong jewelry. So I think this will be a fun project. There's a piece there. This also goes to the same necklace, and I think this is a separate necklace. So, 2 for 1. That one, I believe, is broken and just needs to be put back together. Then we have another piece here, and I'm not sure if that is a piece of a random necklace or if it goes with this one. I'm guessing it may very well go with this necklace. And I did want to check this. This is the original hook for the necklace. I don't see any markings on it, but I'm just going to assume that it's vintage Japan. And that's also a necklace clasp. So not bad. This will be a fun lot to work with and put back together. There's 2 necklaces in here, and I should be able to repair both of them. This next lot that I purchased from Jean, all of the parts are going to be findings. I think there's a mixture of necklace findings and loose beads. And this is also old stock. It looks like it's a lot of old stock from broken vintage Japan necklaces. I'll pick up a few and show you guys. Some of them still have the original Japan tags on them from back in the day. There you can see the tag on this one. And these are just broken pieces of necklaces. They do have beads on them. That one piece was an extender. Here's another one. Some of the beads can be cleaned up. Some of them may or may not be usable, but that's not really why I wanted to purchase this lot. Kind of zoom in here so you guys can see all of the parts that are in here. There are a lot of really old necklace findings in this lot, and that was why I purchased it. When I'm repairing necklaces, I like to use original findings if possible, and they're not always easy to run across. You can see this one has the attachment for a double strand necklace, and it also has the hook on it. So that's going to come in really handy for repairing old jewelry. And a lot of times I'll run across a necklace and it's in perfect condition, but it's missing the hook or it's missing one of the findings. Sometimes necklaces are broken and they can be restrung and put back together. And in the case of a double strand necklace, you definitely want those original parts. So I consider this to be a really good lot. I'm going to clean this up, sort through everything, see which of the beads can be cleaned and salvaged, and lot all of this stuff up into containers in my jewelry and craft supplies. So again, if you haven't checked Jean's channel out, go over and have a look as I've already mentioned, she has all kinds of collectibles, but often she will have old stock beads and jewelry findings, and sometimes she has wearable jewelry. You just never know what you're going to find over there. This is the last lot, and I purchased this lot online, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that all of this is going to be wearable jewelry. I did see most of the pieces that were in the lot before I purchased it, but we're going to have a closer look at them together. There are quite a few vintage earrings in this lot. All of them are clip-on. I really like this pair. These are a silver tone, and they're in excellent condition. Well, I think that this is a pair that someone would definitely like to wear. Then there's this pair. These have the filigree findings on them. They could be vintage Hong Kong, Japan, or they could be Western Germany. There's really no way to tell because they're not signed, but I do want to check these under the UV light. So I had a funny suspicion that the green beads could possibly be uranium glass. It turns out I'm right. So that is very cool. A vintage pair of earrings with uranium glass beads. So it's always fun when you can find something unique in lots like this one. I really do like these. I like the overall style of them. I also like this orange pair. I like the center pearl. It kind of has that Baroque look to it, like a lot of the old Haskell pearls. Of course, I don't think these are Haskell. A lot of different designers used that type of pearl in their jewelry. And then we have this pair. These are made out of beautiful faceted glass beads. And again, they're in excellent wearable condition. So far, this is turning out to be a pretty good lot. These pieces are all tangled up together. I'm just going to stop recording for a minute and I'll be right back. So now that I have these pieces untangled, we can see what they are. This is a vintage necklace and it's missing a few rhinestones. I don't see any markings on this anywhere. It has a spring ring closure. I think it's missing probably about 3 or 4 rhinestones. That's okay. This is a very easy repair. I just need some small rhinestones and some jewelry glue. I can fix this and it will be as good as new. Not sure what the pendant on it is. Now this is really neat. This was one of the items that made me want to buy this, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. So this is a vintage charm bracelet. My guess is that it's a tourist bracelet from someone's visit to Scotland. We have a thistle charm, some bagpipes. You can see that some of the enameling has worn off of it because it's so old. And this is a landmark. It says Firth of Forth. I've never been to Scotland, so I don't know what this landmark is. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll just look it up later. Then we have a guy in a kilt with bagpipes, and it still has some of the original enameling on it. My guess is that these charms were stunning when they were new with all of that enameling. And another landmark. This one says Edinburgh, and I'm guessing maybe it's a castle. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Regardless, even though some of the enameling's gone, I think this is a pretty cool bracelet to have gotten in this lot. I'm going to leave it as is. Definitely a fun piece to wear, especially if you've been to Scotland or if you have Scottish heritage. It is a little on the smaller side, and that's really simple to fix with a bracelet like this. All I have to do is here where the clasp is at, just add a few more jump rings to extend the size out. There was also a couple of brooches in this lot. They're both identical, some really cute little vintage enameled butterfly brooches. I do love butterflies, and I think if I were to wear these, I would wear them both together. maybe pinned on a blouse at an angle. The last item and the main reason I purchased this lot was for this. Isn't this beautiful? This is most likely check. It's not marked anywhere. And this is probably a coat clip. The mechanism on the back still seems to be in really good condition. The stones are wonderful. They are foil back stones, but they're in excellent condition also. I thought this was really beautiful, and I had a couple of ideas when it came to doing something with this. Of course, it could be worn as is for the purpose that it was meant for. It could be clipped onto a jacket or a blouse, but I think that this would make a beautiful necklace pendant. The clip on the back is still really firm. It's in good condition. So one option would be to just take a necklace chain and clip this onto it and wear it like a pendant. My other thought is that I could very easily put a jump ring through the end of the clip and clip it onto a necklace. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I feel like all of these lots were really good. I got a lot of really great craft items for jewelry repair that I can use. That wonderful necklace that I do plan to get around to redoing. And then the lot with the assortment of items, most of them wearable. You guys let me know in the comments which ones were your favorites. And if you enjoyed today's content, please remember to give me a thumbs up. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be notified anytime I upload new content. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.